Bob Foster here with another SeaChange magazine demo. This time we're going to talk about placing text. In the normal view, you'll see that we have our columns set up. We have our space margin around the edge. We have our bleed marks, and we want to fill these columns with some text. We have no errors. You can see by the green symbol there that there's no errors. You can check the pre-flight panel to see specifically if there are any errors, and you click on that pre-flight panel, and it brings that up, and we have the pre-flight on, and green light shows no errors so far with the file. We can park this over here and open it whenever we need to. So we want to start by putting some text in these columns. You'd use the place command as we normally did before, and we're going to place an RTF format file which preserves all the formatting in the file, the text file. So I have one in here in the file for the comfort zone article that we did in the last SeaChange. We want to show import options because we want to set these when we import. So you open it, and these are all the settings for when you're importing text. You can learn what all these are over time, but right now we don't have a table of contents. We don't have any of these other things that we want to import, so we just uncheck those. We want to include the quotes. This is the most important one here. We want to preserve styles and formatting from the text that we're importing into the file. I'll show you the Word file where we have the text. This is an RTF file. We have some italics text here. We have the editor has already set these to the Garamond font style. We have a title at the top and an author. See, Garamond 12 is what we used for this issue of the magazine, so it's already been set. The title there, Comfort Zones, is Calibri 12 and Calibri 10 for the author name. So we want to preserve all of these. Then we have the italics, you can see here. We want to preserve all of these when we import. So that's what this little indicator does here. We want that on. So you just check these others if anything's important, and then do OK. The cursor will change to a text cursor before you click on anything. You want to be able to position it where you want. So I'm just going to go over to the first column on this page, put it in the upper left corner, drag out a text box down for the first column, and then click. You'll see that our text has appeared there. It's not too readable, but you can see that all of the fonts have been preserved. There's the italics there. And if you and there's the title. If you switch to the text tool, you can click here and you'll see that it's Calibri 12 point, and for the author it's Calibri 10, and for the body of the text it's Garamond 12, and for the italics, Garamond Italic 12. So this helps a lot if you can get this formatting set up when the editor reviews the file. So then first problem you see is that its background's overpowering the text. You can't read this text very well. So there's a lot of ways you can do this as a designer, but the simplest is just to put in a colored background box. I'm going to pick about halfway between the margin and the edge of the paper. Draw out a box. It comes out clear. That little red line indicates that it's an empty box, no color. So you can go over to the color palette. Make sure you're doing the foreground of the box, the inside of the box. You can pick some colors, and you use, if you're a designer, you just decide what's your best pick. Here I'm just picking something rather quickly. Now you see that the box has now covered up all of the text, and we don't want that, so you go to the Object, Arrange menu, and you send the box backward once, and that goes behind the text. So now you have the text in front of a more readable background. And if you look at the preview mode, this is how it would look if we printed it this way. You can see there's a very rough edge along the right side of this column, so I'm going to go to the text tool and click in the field, select all of the text, and then change the justification to full justification. So now you have a straight edge on both sides of the column. And it's also, if you just change the justification, you still have all your font formatting. Thanks for watching.